Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the WCSLeague HM Engineering RaceRoom TCR Hot Lap here at the Red Bull Ring. It's one of the shorter laps on the entire series calendar, which means passing is going to be really crucial, but fortunately for you guys, lots of long straights and a really fast infield section of the track means you've got plenty of options available around this incredibly short lap. Weighing in at just over 90 seconds, it all starts off with a high-speed run and towards turn number 1, hard on the brakes, down to third gear, use all of this curb, and it's just the cliche racing motto of slow in, fast out, because it's a long straight, and not only is it long, it's uphill as well, so the elevation means that every little millimeter more speed you can carry out of turn number 1 is crucial when it comes to the hard braking zone of what is effectively turn number 3. Down to second gear, using all of the downshift protection blips there to make sure you get the car down into that speed and get the exit as well. Limit the wheel spin as much as you can, because this is a really good passing opportunity coming up as well. All the passing opportunities here at the Red Bull Ring come very early in the lap. There's a downhill braking zone, so it's going to be a battle of the late breakers and who's got the best technique coming off the brake as you make your way out of the corner, getting into third gear and preparing yourself for one of the quickest corners on the entire circuit. Braking at just the 50-meter board, downshift the car to third gear, and you're able to use a lot of the inside of the road here. Get almost onto the AstroTurf and carry the speed out into fourth gear. Set your sector 2 time and tuck it in to turn number 6. You can see the rear of the car getting a little bit loose there. Carry the speed though and make your way to the final 2 corners. It's going to be a tough one though. You have to make sure that you get the braking right at the 75-meter point and carry it in for the very first right-hander. Get all of the speed on the inside of the curb there. As you can see, getting a little bit out of shape on the exit there on this particular lap. Down to third gear for the final part and carry the speed all the way to the start-finish line. That's a 138.9 at the Red Bull Ring. I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for watching and have a fantastic round number 4.
And again, Milan was having a very similar problem. Okay. Hello? Hello? Okay, just... Alright, there we go. Alright, hello everyone. Sorry about the technical issues. Welcome back to WCS League, the Touring Car Championship that we are hosting here. I'm expecting it to be a very exciting couple of races, as it always is. I'm afraid I can't quite see what's going on yet due to the technical issues, but as soon as we get them, we will be underway. I know you can already see the first race. And here we go. So, as you can see, it is Slaven Storlich leading at this point in the race by less than 0.8 of a second from Adam Pintzers. Third place, Nikola Nesic, but behind him, Mihailo Juric and Chris Shepard are going at it up towards the Remus corner. This circuit, of course, the Red Bull Ring in Austria, in the mountains of Austria, and Shepard there throws his car to the inside of Juric. Juric will be still on the outside as they head along the straight towards the Schlossgold, which of course is the second proper heavy braking zone on the track. Downhill, right-hand hairpin, pretty much. Sixth place in this race so far is Marv Dondo Cambi, who is a driver who we haven't seen yet in the series, so great to see him here today. Milan Tomicic is in 7th position, followed by Ryan Elliott making his return to the series after missing the last round in 8th position. That's how it stands currently. Still, Storlich leads from Adam Pintzers as we head around the top part and the back part of the course. Behind him, still a three-way scrap going on for 3rd place. Nesic followed by Juric and Shepard. As soon as I loaded in, I saw Juric side by side with Shepard, so I presume this has been one that's been going on for a little while. With Nesic now dropping back towards them, maybe fairly vulnerable at the start of this next lap. Indeed, Juric less than 0.2 of a second behind him as they cross the start-finish line. Even closer, Ryan Elliott appears to be having a go at Tomicic for 7th, and he gets him but runs wide, and I think he's going to have to give that place back. As they head up the hill, looks reluctant to do so, but does so anyway. That's very good, clean driving, sportsmanlike. That's the word I was looking for Ryan Elliott. Now as we head down the back straight again, still Pintzers slipstreaming Storlich, and Nesic being chased down by Juric and Shepard. He's got 2 cars in his rear view mirrors. Hyundai, like himself, whoa, that was close there as Juric went deeper into the braking zone at Schlossgold than Nesic did, and now he's got Chris Shepard for company, and Shepard dives through on the right-hand side, makes the move stick. That's 4th place for him. Now, what can Shepard do about getting onto the podium? Shepard, of course, I think got his first win of the series last time out. I'll just get the stats up to confirm that. Sorry for the lack of preparation. A lot of things went wrong in the preparation for this race, but whatever the case, we're still live. We're still going at it. Pintzers actually dropped back a little bit from Storlich on that last lap. No, he didn't, in fact. Yes, he did. Sorry, I was looking at last lap's lap times. Dropped back a tiny bit. Still the gap remaining very stationary, though. Just 0.03 of a second separated the last 2 laps. They're separated on track by 0.7 of a second. And still the closer fight is Nesic, Shepard and Juric behind. And often you get a really quite special run up towards Remus. Not able to capitalise just yet. Meanwhile, behind, Elliott's having a second go at Tomicic up the inside, making it stick. There he goes. Dondo Cambi has had a little off, I think, somewhere, because he's dropped to the back. Meanwhile, Juric takes another look to the outside of Chris Shepard, hoping to get 4th place back, which he feels is rightfully his. Drives it around the outside, and that'll mean he'll be on the inside for the next corner, the left-hander at turn, I think it's officially turn 6. And makes it stick, so Juric back through, past Nikola Nesic, past Chris Shepard. Nesic is ahead of them. Now, what can he do about going after Nesic? I think, really, the battle between Shepard and Jurich is really going to depend on who can get past Nesic the quickest, if they do get past Nesic. Of course, Nesic will be doing his absolute best to hold that position. Right, I think I'm finally going to be able to check the standings in a couple of seconds' time, but whatever the case, Adam Pincer's actually got slightly closer to the back of Slaven Stolic that time through turn 1. Less than half a second separating them, and Chris Shepard looks as if he might go for it here on the back of Mihailo Juric. He's getting closer, pulls alongside him very nearly, up towards the top of the course. Does poke to the outside. This will be a switchback maneuver if he pulls it over the curb on the inside. Loses a little bit of momentum in doing so, and I think that's ruined his switchback. Although it certainly looked to be a possibility there. It's definitely what he would have been thinking of. Pincer's getting very close to the back of Stolic in the braking zone. It's often difficult to predict the braking zone of the car in front, the braking distance. And often you do get cars getting precariously close like that. I'm afraid last time out we got some that got a bit too close, but this time I'm sure they're going to be okay. In terms of the championship, we have, I believe this is the final, no sorry, we have 2 rounds to go after this one. Currently leading the championship is Slaven Stolic with 78 points ahead of Mihailo Juric, who has 69, so 9 points back. Nikola Nesic is third, followed by Chris Shepard, Adam Pincers, Ilya Brekalo, Ryan Elliott, Antonio Armiento, Francesco Panabianco, and Milan Tomicic are the top 10 in this championship. Of course, Merv Don Ducambi hasn't had chance to show us what he can do yet because he has not raced in the series before. Chris Shepard indeed did get his first win of the series last time out. That was another thing that I wanted to check. And we also got 2 wins for Adam Pincers, who has a real recovery drive on his hands after being disqualified from all of the races at the Slovakia ring. Now back in the slipstream of Stolic, he's hoping to deliver another blow to his opponent's title challenge, get another hand up on the opposition, and pull himself closer through his recovery drive and towards the lead of the championship. He's 5th currently, but a win here, 5th in the championship currently, sorry, but a win here would seriously help his challenge. And he knows that. He won't want to bide his time behind Stolic, he'll want to be away and gone. Taking a look to the inside, definitely very different line, setting himself up for a faster exit because he knows that one of his best opportunities is down into turn 1 here. He's very, very close. Less than 2.5 hundredths of a second behind Slaven Stolic. Surely he's got to have a look up into Remus this time around. Remus, of course, the corner at the top of the hill. Meanwhile, behind Juric there, was close with Shepard. They've come out in the same order now. Pincers, does he have the grunt up the hill? It looks as if he might do. Does he go for a dive? He thought about it. Oh, and there's contact. He thought about it and couldn't bail out of it in time. And he ran into the back of Slaven Stolic. Luckily, they've both got through okay. But that was very, very hairy. We've seen things like that happening all the way through the series. Because, of course, it's so difficult to judge the braking zone of the car in front, especially when you want to brake as late as you possibly can to gain that advantage over them. It really does take supreme judgment. Of course, these cars are all front-wheel drive TCR spec cars, which makes it rather difficult at times to preserve the tyres And also to keep the car completely under control. They can be very, very understeery, very tricky cars to race. Although Pincers and Stulich are still going at it hammer and tongs nonetheless. We head now onto what I think will be the penultimate lap of the race. Yes, it will be. So, penultimate lap, Stulich still leading from Pincers. Nasic, Juric and Shepard are still fighting over 3rd and 4th and 5th positions. Elliott and Tomicic are still fighting over 6th and 7th further back. And I'm afraid Marv Dondakambi on his debut has dropped a long way behind the field. Oh, Pincers takes a look to the outside and goes up. Pincers has overshot it. He knew that he had to challenge because this is getting precariously close to the end of the race. But he just got it ever so slightly wrong, went off the road on the outside. That may well be the victory for Slaven Stulich, but we can't call that just yet because Pincers is still within a second of him. Through the speed traps, through the sector timing beams. Stulich, Pincers, and Nesic, Juric, Shepard. And Nesic, Juric, Shepard is another fight that could go all the way and probably will. Can Pincers reel in Stulich in the space of a lap? He doesn't need to do it, of course. Second place is still a great finishing position, but with Slaven Stulich being the championship leader, he'll really want to, and he'll know that he's losing points to Shepard all the while that, sorry, to Stulich, all the while that he's stuck behind him here. Final lap of the race begins now, and the gap for the lead is just under 9/10 of a second. The gap for 3rd and 4th is just under 2/10 of a second. Anything can change here in this final lap, and I really mean that, of course. Meanwhile, I think... No, ignore me. I was barking up the wrong tree with what I was about to say. Towards the top of the corner, top of the course, turn 2 again, or turn 3, depending on who you believe. Stulich and Pincers separated by 7/10 of a second now. Pincers has pulled the gap down by 2/10 of a second in 2 corners. He continues to pull the gap down, he continues to gain. Juric had to go defensive from Shepard there. He's in an awkward situation because he can't go too defensive, otherwise he's going to allow Nesic to get away, and he may still have a shot at getting onto the podium here, like Juric or even Shepard. Towards the final sector of the course now, Ryan Elliott's made a mistake, he's in the gravel, he's dropping back. So Elliott drops to 7th, he was 6th. Through the final 2 corners of the race, Juric goes defensive, he knows that Shepard is taking a look on the outside. And it looks to me as if the order's going to stay the same unless there's a significant change. Stulich comes out of the final corner, and he's going to win the first race, but look at 4th and 5th. Shepard is shoving his way through on the inside of Juric. It's going to be a drag race to the line. There's contact again and again and again, and it's almost a photo finish, but Mihailo Juric crosses the line just 0.003 ahead of Chris Shepard. What a finish! Stulich wins, followed by Pincers, Nesic, Juric, Shepard, Tomicic, Elliott, and then Dondakambi is going to round out the field in 8th position. What a finish we just saw between Juric and Shepard there for 4th and 5th positions, and also between Stulich and Pincers, who were fighting the entire way. That was an exciting first race, as I was expecting to happen, and we've got 2 more exciting races to come for you, so don't go anywhere as we go for a quick advert break. Welcome back everyone to the Red Bull Ring for another race, race 2 of round 4 of the WCS League Touring Car Championship. We have just under a minute to go until the start of the second race. Race 1 was a barnstormer, as most of them tend to be with this series. And it was won by Slaven Stolic, who extends his championship lead from Mihaly Juric, who could only manage a 4th position. In fact, I reckon Adam Pincers probably just jumped Nesic and Shepherd for second in the championship as we get going for race 2 here at the Red Bull Ring, and it's going to be Mark Donderkambi who leads towards turn 1 and actually gets an excellent start there. We're going 4 wide further back with a bit of contact between Tomicic and Shepherd, and a few drivers get muscled out to the outside there. Nesic drops to the back early on, but it's Donderkambi who leads up the hill, followed by Juric. Right now, this is Donderkambi's time to shine. What can he do at the front of the field? How long can he hold it for? Oh, he's got a car on his inside and turns straight into Mihaly Juric. That was close there. Juric takes the lead. And I'm not sure who's going to be more annoyed about that contact. Probably Donderkambi, since Juric has the lead. And that's Chris Shepherd coming through now to second position, going through on the right hand side. You see him there on the inside of the corner. Slight contact between the two of them as well. Donderkambi will be feeling pretty mugged, I expect, having 2 cars unexpectedly come through on his inside in the space of 2 corners. I'm not trying to put blame on anyone there, but anyway, he's now got Adam Pincers on his tail, and I tell you what, Pincers will be going through at the first opportunity. That wasn't even an opportunity. Pincers goes sideways. Pincers is going to lose some time. Also, someone else is in the grass and it's Stolic, so the championship leader in the gravel. Not quite dropping to the back because Tomicic is also dropping further back. Right now, at the end of the first lap, Juric leads, but not by much over Shepherd. Donderkambi third, and Elliott fourth, who's got past Pincers after Pincers' contact. Pincers tried to go for a move, but it was so ambitious to do it there. And he found that out the hard way, being tipped sideways. And now drops down to 5th position. Wait, what can he do about getting back? Did you see that from Nikola Nesic? Getting right up on 2 wheels there over the curve. That was spectacular. Definitely the corner of the race there from Nikola Nesic so far, in terms of how spectacular it looked. Through goes Pincers on the inside of Elliott, so Pincers gets up to 4th position. Donderkambi's not got a great run there, so I expect Pincers is going to be trying to go alongside him. They might go 3 wide here, as Elliott's got a good run as well. But it looks to me as if they're both going to mug Donderkambi down towards the Schlossgold. Through they both go on the inside, so that puts Pincers up onto the podium, 3rd place for him. Ryan Elliott up into 4th, and Donderkambi now down into 5th place. Out towards the end of the course. Just trying to remember what the last 2 corners are called. I believe one of them is called Rint. That would be the penultimate corner, which is the Rint curve. More side-by-side action further back. Who's that going at it? I believe it's Nesic. And indeed, Nesic gets up the inside of Donderkambi. Whoa, where is Ryan Elliott going? Very, very wide. He's ended up in Germany there. I believe that way is Germany. Stolic now getting past Donderkambi. He's on the inside up towards turn 1. Does he make it stick? Yes, he does. Also, that way is not Germany. I'm looking the wrong direction, I think. Let me just have a look at that on the map. Indeed, the penultimate corner is known as the Rent curve, and the final corner is the Red Bull Mobile. I do like the way that the first corner is known as Niki Lauda curve. Anyway, off the road has gone Nikola Nesic, pointing towards the barriers. Bounces back onto the road, but a long way down. He's now down into 7th position. I think he was running 5th before, so he's lost 2 positions in that to Elliott and Donderkambi, who have gone up to 5th and 6th. So a significant change there as Nesic loses out Meanwhile, championship leader Stulic is only in 4th position so far. He will certainly be hoping for a podium by the end of this. Of course, he extended his championship lead in race 1, but this championship is just so close you can never be safe. And no one here has a safe buffer just yet. Shepard there, very close to the back of Jurich. This is for the lead of the race. Jurich getting very, very wild over the curve on the inside. That's going to give him an awful run onto the start-finish straight. And Shepard may well blast her on the outside. He's going to have a tough job as they go towards turn 1. But he does have the better line through the corner. Ducks right underneath him. That was timed and judged to perfection. Fantastic move there. Move of the race so far. Move of the event so far from Chris Shepard. A perfect switchback. And he leads the race from the Halio Jurich. Can Jurich come back at him? Up towards turn 2. Shepard leads. Not over yet though. We know that Jurich doesn't like to take things lying down. Of course, he is a race winner in this series so far. He's 2nd in the championship. He won race 2 at the Slovakia Ring. And we know that he can be a feisty competitor at times, as a lot of these drivers can be. You don't get to 2nd in the championship through completely luck, even if Pincers was disqualified from those races. Chris Shepard hoping to prove himself as well. He had a relatively slow start to the series in Hockenheim, but it's really, Hungaroring, but he's really picked himself up after that, and he's been delivering some results that we knew he could perform all the way through. Less than 0.3 of a second separates them here as they come off the Red Bull mobile. So it may not be completely over yet. Oh, as Nesic has made another mistake, he's spun. So Nesic goes around, and he was fighting with Dundee-Campy, so I'm not sure whether there was contact or not. Whatever the case, he's dropped to the back, he's dropped back past Dundee-Campy. It's a shame for Nesic. Of course, Nesic is our driver, running 3rd in the championship. Also a race winner. Won race 3 at the Hungaroring. Oh, that's close. At the top of the hill there. Between Jurich and Shepard for the lead of the race. And this might be a chance for Jurich because he's got a relatively good run despite the slight bump draft. You have to wonder how good that run would have been had he not touched Shepard's rear end there. And can Jurich now execute a switch back on Shepard? No, because Shepard knows exactly where to place his car to stop Jurich from doing so. Doesn't allow Jurich the inside line. Now down towards the corner known as the Verth curve. He's on the inside. That's a daring place to take a look. But he does. He tries to hold it on around the outside. Gets in the slipstream now. Has to drop back. Goes to the outside again. I think he's just trying to force Shepard to go defensive as he forces him over the curb, more like. Goes wide himself, they make contact again, a second dose of contact, and Pincers might mug them both here as they head onto the start-finish straight. More contact, just as they did at the end of the first race. And Jurich retakes the lead, heading down towards turn 1. So Jurich retakes the lead, hits Shepard once, twice, and 3 times. And now Pincers has a double toe. Not quite as effective as people think, but still very, very effective. Up the hill to the inside. Shepard goes to the outside. Very nearly 3 wide. To go 3 wide through there would have been absolutely kamikaze, I expect. Slush Gold, again, this is an overtaking opportunity, but only if you're brave, only if you're late on the brakes. Pincers was late on the brakes and didn't back out of it. That was very good. Didn't get a great run off the corner though, Shepard did. And Shepard is going to be looking for any way past Jurich that he can possibly see. The best opportunities on the lap are up into turn 2, into Remus, and also down towards the Sloshgold, but also if you can get a good undercut into Rauch, or out of the Nicky Lauda curve, as we saw Shepard doing earlier on, those can be real overtaking opportunities as well. You don't tend to see many in the Verth curve, as Pincers found earlier on, or Rent or Red Bull Mobile. They're just too fast and too wide for that to occur. I'd say the Nicky Lauda curve probably would be as well, but they're going uphill, which shortens the braking zone. Makes it even faster, but also even more difficult and more likely to make mistakes. Look at this. 3 cars going in as a bunch, and there is slight contact there. Shepard nudges the back of Jurich. That might set them up both pretty badly for this straight. Pincers is going to be on the inside of Shepard. I'd be surprised if Pincers doesn't gain at least 1 place in this. Heading towards the Sloshgold, he'll be on the inside. Forces Shepard to go wider. Shepard can't turn in as much as he'd like, but he's going to try. And he's going to see if he can keep it on the inside for Rauch. Rauch is this left-hander here. Pincers getting sideways going for the switchback. I don't think he intended to go for the switchback, but just got very, very sideways indeed. Possibly clipped the white line on entry. And just floors the throttle, because that's all you can do at that point. And wait for the car to even out. That's the advantage of driving a front-wheel drive car, of course. It's that you can control slides really well, because you can just floor the throttle and it brings the front end round, uses understeer to its advantage, which is something you really can't do that often in motorsport. Just a few laps remaining now, and they've got Slaven Stolic for company. The championship leader has joined in the fight. Jurich has been on the defensive, and that's pulled the 3 of them back into the clutches of the charging Slaven. Shepard to the outside again. He's tried that so many times. Goes for the switchback. Shepard loves switchback maneuvers, as we've seen. But this may also set up Pincers or Stolic, or both correctly, for the Sloshgold. It seems to me as if Shepard's got quite a decent way alongside Jurich. Jurich tries to shut the door, but realizes he's got a car on his inside. Right, now he's got to do the Shepard defense. Try what he did last time around, what Shepard did last time around, sorry, and stick on the inside, which he does do. Jurich keeps the lead. And I tell you what, that just shows you how masterfully designed this Red Bull Ring track is. Gives drivers opportunities while also making them work for it. I very much appreciate that in a racetrack. Down towards Rindt. Curve again. Only 8 proper corners on this track. Some people argue there's 10. But really there's only 8, and only 7 if you count the corners that aren't flat out. It's a short track compared to the others on the calendar, and we head onto the final lap of the race with Stolic going to the inside of Pincers. That'll be brave if he pulls it off. Pincers knows there's a car on his inside. And a roller in the background. Ryan Elliott has rolled into the barrier. He's taken too much curb, and he's absolutely catapulted into the wall. Goodness me. And Shepard goes to the outside now. It's all going on in the last 2 laps of the race. Shepard runs off the road, and he's going to be in the grass. He's going to be in the runoff area, and he might lose all 3 positions. Somehow he's managed to keep the momentum up as they head down the straight. Jurich retakes the lead. Pincers goes through into second. And Stolic almost was able to take advantage down into turn 3, down into Sloshgold. He has a better run towards Rauch, and he's going to be almost on his outside. Almost gets the switchback, touches the rear end of Shepard's car. It is all going on in the late stages of this race. Goodness me. Pincer's getting closer and closer to the back of Jurich. Surely he's not going to have a challenge into Remus. I was worried that Stulic was going to try and shepherd there as well. Bless my burgers and fat up my fries. This is intense going on to the final lap of the race. With the leaders separated again by less than 0.2 of a second, and third place separated by nothing at all. Down towards turn 1 and up towards turn 1, contact with third. Stulic goes through on the inside, rubs past Shepherd. Shepherd will feel that Stulic took advantage from going off the road. Stulic will feel that he was forced to go off by that contact. Pincer's going through on the outside. He's pulled it before the corner, has he? Potentially. Jurich brakes later and runs wide. He may throw away more than one position, trying to defend his lead in that. But what a fantastic recovery drive from Adam Pincer's. Diving through to the lead of the race. He's going to take it on the final lap of the event. Jurich second, Stulic third, Shepherd fourth as they head towards the middle sector of this track. Can anything change towards the end? Surely something might. Although the last sector isn't often an overtaking opportunity, they just need to make sure that there are no mistakes now, especially from Pincer's and Jurich. Adam Pincer's has 2 more corners to go, just right-handers now, before he claims a victory at the Red Bull Ring. Adam Pincer's may be on target to take the championship lead here. We'll have to work it out after the race is over, but Pincer's crosses the line and wins race 2 here at the Hungaroring. Jurich second, Stulic third, and Shepherd fourth. But there really was nothing separating the top 4. I exaggerate, but not by much. Tomicic crosses the line in 5th position. His best result of the series so far, I believe. Nikola Nesic is 6th. Mav Dunderkambi will be 7th. He's to have damage as well as he breaks down towards the final corner. I don't mean literally breaks down, but you know what I mean. And I'm afraid we had one DNF who was Ryan Elliott after that significant rollover going through turn 1. I don't think I've ever seen a car roll there before in quite that manner. But what a victory from Adam Pincer's, and the top 4 were separated by just 1.2 seconds, less than that. What a fantastic race. Anyway, are we going for some more adverts, or... I think we are. But if we are, don't go anywhere, because we have a 3rd race, just as exciting as the first 2 I expect, coming up very, very shortly. Be right back.